JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 20th of April 2022. So welcome everyone. Welcome to this Wednesday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a view of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute an investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which is also updated on a daily basis. So check us out here on jfdbank.com, and click on the research tab right there on the top. So okay, now then, let's quickly go through some of the instruments that I, to be honest, looked at yesterday, but just wanted to quickly recap here. So basically Nikkei continues to, or at least tries to kind of, push above this barrier, and it did try to push above this hurdle. It did so, but as you can see here, it kind of ended the trading session, just bang on that area. This, of course, kind of it's not really, let's say, the best scenario for me. What I was talking about previously, I wanted to see this one pushing, above this upside, above this downside line and this barrier, this 27,215 zone. So okay, we got that, but we didn't really get that, clear close above this area. So that's why I'm a little bit cautious here. Yes, I will keep an eye on the other indices today, the European and the US ones, and just to see how that's going to play out. Because if those rally, then maybe it could pull the futures here as well, Nikkei. So yeah, that's why for now, yes, kind of partially, I would say it's working out, but not perfectly, I would say. So that's why at the moment, yeah, we are above this downside line. We are near this 27,215 territory. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a bit of a careful one here for me. In order for, let's say, this one not to see as a potential doji or something like that, as a possible kind of reversal signal. But again, let's not over complicate our lives. Let's put it this way: as long as it stays above this downside line, I will aim for the upside. Once it starts, let's say, falling back below this downside line and below that 21-day EMA, now that's where we could see maybe a bit of a retracement again, and maybe even end up breaking this upside line. But again, a lot of ifs here. So let's put it this way: long story short, as long as it stays above this downside line, I will aim carefully to the upside. I can see in the chat room here, good morning to you too. I hope you're having a wonderful, start of Wednesday. I hope everybody else who's joining in right now are having a wonderful start of Wednesday, guys. And on that note, let me jump into Shanghai Composite. So yeah, this one is still trading. We still have around 50-something minutes left of trading on this one. And yes, I mean, this is slightly a bit of a more negative picture here. Now, previously I talked about this being a possible maybe descending triangle, and as you can see here, yes, we are kind of approaching that this key support area right here, this low of the 28th of March near the 3,160 territory. We're very close to it, and the question for me here is, given that we still have around 50 minutes left of trading, can we see this one? Can we see this one moving further south or not? Well, at the moment, I would say let's be very careful. Let's be very cautious, and if we do stay and we drop and stay below this hurdle, then well, maybe this could, result into a bit of a decline here. That's the reason why I said that be very careful with Nikkei. I mean, although it's maybe a little bit more positive, but again, if Shanghai Composite starts maybe drifting heavily to the downside, then well, we'll just have to wait and see with what's going to happen with Nikkei. Now, jumping into the German index DAX, and yesterday was the first kind of trading day of the week for the German index here. It pushed higher, and I said that previously. I said that even if we get a push higher here, be very careful with this downside line or even this 21-day EMA, because one of those could still provide good resistance, and if they do, then well, another decline could be possible. If you're a little bit on the careful side, a little bit more on the cautious side, what you can do here is keep your eyes on that this hurdle here, the current lowest point of April, near the 14,000 and what's the level here? Sorry, 13,887. If we drop below this, this will confirm a forthcoming lower low, and potentially more sellers could join in. So keep that in mind. For the upside, well, previously I talked about that 14,600 zone, but let's put it this way: I will start I'll start considering higher levels if we do break this downside line again. The reason why I'm saying again, because well, you can see it yourself. So we did kind of break it before. Of course, I could draw it this way now. I mean, I can draw it either way, but I'll stick to the same what I've drawn before. So if we do pop again above this downside line, yes, I will start aiming higher, but of course I'll have a very careful stop loss just in case this suddenly, let's say, reverses back below that downside line, like it did here, for example, in the end of March. Now, in terms of IBEX, and this is something that I don't look at very often, but occasionally I do like to pick up on it. As you can see, I have my levels have shifted a little bit here. So one thing that I wanted to show you is that, of course, the index is currently trading very close to this downside line taken from the high of the 1st of November, and of course this all this is looking quite interesting, probably even for the bulls, because yesterday we had an attempt to move above this downside line, and we kind of managed to do that. However, we failed to stay above it. So today, or sorry, not yesterday, on Friday, that's when we managed to, because on Monday it was closed as well. So on Friday we managed to push above it, but we failed to close. So now again, this is going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with the with this week. Will we eventually get that break or not? If we don't, yes, we could still aim lower. However, just to be a little bit more on the safe side, and this is where I'm going to start drawing my levels here. Well, first of all, of course, I'm going to keep an eye on this little hurdle, this 8,612 territory, but but basically, here you need to also probably put this little steep upside line here taken from the low, the 24th of March. Now, if we get a break through this upside line, then that's where more sellers could join in, because we could be also we would also be placed below all of the EMAs here on our daily chart, so maybe more sellers could see this as a good opportunity to step in. So that's why I'm saying, for now, keep your eyes on this. Nasdaq 100, beautiful reversal. Yeah, Nasdaq yesterday was the top gainer. It was the best performer among the top three, and yeah, I would say yesterday managed to break this downside line, so okay, so that's good. Good for the bulls, but can it actually climb above this 14,265 territory? Well, we'll have to just wait and see. Let me just quickly double check the cash index. I think we are pushing closer to that area, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just quickly. Okay, no, sorry, we're at around 14,000 and 14,085 levels. So we did correct back down. So this is quite interesting to see what's going to happen from here. Either way, guys, I said before, I will keep an eye on this hurdle, this 14,265 area. That's my kind of preferred level for a breakout to the upside, because at the same time we might also travel above that 21-day EMA. And as long as it stays in here, we could be basically seeing something of a excuse me, something of a range. For the downside. Now, need to get rid of this this downside line, that's for sure. And previously I talked about this 13,883 territory, approximately around here. However, I would now take a bit of a more careful approach and keep my eyes on this 13,789 level, approximately around here, which is currently the lowest point of April. Now, if we drop below that, of course, this will confirm a forthcoming lower low, and more sellers could join in. Now, don't get me wrong, I get it that we might be missing out on a bit of territory here. However, I'd rather be safe than sorry, guys. So that's why I would prefer, like I said, to wait for a violation of one of these levels first, and then go from there. Excuse me. Now, DXY dollar index. So finally, we're seeing a bit of life among the sellers, among the bears, and yeah, we're seeing a drift lower. Jumping very quickly into a monthly chart. There we go. So we managed to overcome yesterday the highest point of April of 2020, and yeah, we overcame that. But as you can see here, it did stay above this, but somehow it wasn't, somehow today is now we're seeing a bit of a retracement here. So in other words, okay, let's put it this way: we reached our target, we did stay above it, but today we're drifting back down below it. So in other words, maybe we're kind of preparing for a bit of a corrective move lower. I would actually maybe prefer to wait and see what's going to happen here near this upside line taken from the low of the 31st of March. If we do rebound from it, yes, I will consider maybe another move higher. However, if this upside line gets broken, now that's where it could become a little bit more interesting for a few more sellers, guys, and maybe we could get that that corrective move lower. At the moment, we are sorry, a corrective move, a larger corrective move lower, because at the moment we're just seeing a small one. So yep, like I said, let's keep an eye on this upside line and see if we can get a nice rebound from it. Gold continues to slide, and look at this. Yesterday, guys, I talked about gold, and I warned you, said that if we stay somehow below this 1981 territory, approximately around here, then, well, I mean, a decline here could be possible. A correction, first of all, I was considering this one as a correction towards the this upside line taken from the low, the 29th of March. We got that corrective move here, but not only that, we got a break of the upside line, and we're also now trading below the 21-day EMA. So everything's looking, to be honest, quite bearish here, at least in the near term. If I would say like this, that if we continue to trade below that 21-day EMA, what I'm going to aim here for is this hurdle, this 1918 zone, which I talked about previously, and then yeah, we will, like I said, we will take it from there. At the moment, yes, at the moment everything is looking quite nice here for the sellers, I would say, at the moment. But of course, my target for now is only this 1918. If we somehow reverse sharply back above this upside line, that's the reason I'm not getting rid of it yet. if we sharply move back above it, and let's say above this 1960 territory, maybe, you know, we're not really done with the upside yet. So keep that in mind, guys. Brent oil. Yesterday I talked about this one. So after we broke this this downside line here, taken from the high of the 7th of March, we moved higher. We pushed north. But we are currently struggling with this little hurdle, this little obstacle around here, this 114.80. If we can clear this one, then yes, we'll go for some higher levels. Then we'll go for this level, 123.71, or we could eventually, you know, travel all the way towards the highest point of March, near the 138 zone. But let's not rush into anything. For now, I would say the fact that it kind of declined, it corrected back down. Yes, that's kind of worrying a bit, but given that it's still holding on to that 21-day EMA, that of course gives a bit of a bit of positivity in the bull block, and we could maybe see this one rebounding and pushing back to the upside. However, at this point right now, I would rather stick to a break of this 114.79 level or 80 zone. Let's round it up here a little bit. If we get a nice pop up of this hurdle, then yes, I will consider. I'll get more comfortable with the upside. For now, I mean, it still has a possibility to drift lower, so we cannot exclude that. However, if you're looking for some lower levels, then just maybe somewhere around here, a drop below this 103.56 level might do the trick. But then we will only aim for the current lowest point of April, near the 97.65, which kind of almost coincides here with that 100-day EMA, so this area basically could be seen as a strong area of support. But however, if that gets cleared, then yes, further declines are possible. Then we will aim for that 200-day EMA. But again, that's what I'm saying. So for now, it's just a bit of a no man's game here. We're waiting for that confirmation break. Let's have a look at what Bitcoin is doing, and yet pushed nicely to the upside, reversed. What's interesting here is that it did break on Monday. Yep, it did break this 39,223 territory, which is which was the previous lowest point of April. It did go and create a new low for April near the 38,550 territory, and quickly reversed back up. And not only that, it kind of managed to climb and stay above that psychological 40,000 mark. And look at this. I mean, it's trying to, the bulls are really not giving up here and really trying to push this one higher. We are struggling currently with this 41,555 level. So in other words, I will say that I'm going to wait for a clear break again through this barrier, and then if we stay above it, then I'll go for the upside. For the downside, I would need to see this one dropping below the 38,550 territory in order for me, let's say, to consider a larger correction to the downside, because don't forget that we're still trading above this upside line taken from the low of the 20th of July of 2021. Now jumping into a few pairs. Now some of these pairs I picked up already, so it's going to be a quick review, overview, or whatever you want to call it, guys. But just a quick, see what's happening here. Yesterday I talked about this. I said that look, we had a beautiful rebound here, and we had a beautiful push higher. What I said to you yesterday, that yes, we might still see a move to the upside here. But this 21-day EMA is something to watch for, and well, as you can see exactly why. We're getting a hold up here, and although the bulls are quite active right now, they're quite happy with what they're seeing. Preferably for me, in order to, let's say, go for the upside, well, I would actually wait for a push above this little hurdle here. This actually, let me just quickly mark it on the chart. So this little hurdle here, I get it, we are missing out on a bit of territory, but like I said, I always rather be safe than sorry. Yes, we could, let's put it this way, if we pop again above that 21-day EMA, I'll slowly aim for this hurdle, the 0.7467, but of course, I'll have a very tight stop loss just in case it suddenly reverses back to the upside, you know, and so that it wouldn't take me out too much, let's put it this way. But at the moment, we're struggling with that 21-day EMA. I want to see what's going to happen further. If we can get another pop above that 21-day EMA, I'll go higher, but I'll get more comfortable with the upside if we push above this barrier right here. AUD CHF, also quick update. So there we go. Yesterday I warned you. I said that because, let's put it this way, last week I kept on talking about this idea of a possible head and shoulders pattern, but what I said that we still need a confirmation, and we still kind of need, so one part of that was working out, so we've had a hold up near that 0.70 territory, and then we drifted back down. And what I said yesterday to you, like, look, I mean, we have this 21-day EMA. If by any chance it reverses from here, you know, then we can scrap the whole kind of this whole head and shoulders pattern idea and look at this. I mean, this is what happened. We reversed sharply, we cleared that 0.70 territory, and well, we're now pushing higher. So at the moment, I would say I am gonna take a bit of a, you know, I'm gonna stand away from this one because I want to see what's gonna happen here further. For example, with this little hurdle, the highest point, the current highest point of April near the 0.7094, 95 level here, approximately around here. If it gets cleared, then yes, of course, we'll go for some higher levels. But if not, well, maybe we could end up being here in a range of some sort. So, because do not exclude this idea. Let me just put this one on the chart very quickly. So yeah, do not exclude this idea, guys. If, let's say, we struggle to overcome the 0.7095 territory, well, we could reverse back to the downside here, and we'll end up being in a nice, beautiful range. CHF JPY, this is something that I don't look at very often, but always kind of class this as a battle of the safe havens. But yeah, you can see that the Japanese yen is kind of losing this one right now, and the Swiss franc is on the stronger side. However, we had this beautiful move to the upside here, which, you know, started off in the beginning of March. Okay, so that was great. That's all, you know, the bulls really enjoyed the moment here. But looking at kind of, let's say, history here, whenever we have something like that, like when a very steep up move here, of course it gets followed by a correction to the downside. So and the fact that we have moved quite a lot from our 200-day EMA, as you can see here, historically, it kind of still comes back to it. However, it's we need some confirmation here. I mean, yes, it looks attractive for the, you know, maybe to go lower, but some confirmation breaks are still needed. So in other words, probably one of those, the very conservative approach, could be somewhere around here, near this 133.57 level, or in between the 133.42 and 133.57 territory. So basically here could be that the more interesting level area. For the downside, maybe depending on how this is going to trade, maybe this could align itself with the 21-day EMA later on, and, you know, all this kind of could play out nicely, and you know, we could see a nice break here, and maybe even also break below the 21-day EMA. But again, let's not rush into anything. First, I would say the upside scenario is still not off the table. 136.18 level, that's what I'm keeping an eye on. That's the high of yesterday. A nice pop above it, yep, may attract more buyers into the game, but then we'll just keep an eye on it carefully. And if, let's say, we pop higher, but then we still drift back below it, well, that maybe could be that little small signal for me. But again, let's like I said, let's continue observing this one, because it could be quite interesting. Quick update on USD JPY. Now this one's already showing something, a bit of a weakness here. However, I want to see how this day is going to trade, because yes, at the moment we're seeing a bit of weakness, but it's just the beginning of the day here in Europe. We still need to go through, you know, the US session as well, so a lot of things to consider here. So that's why for now, yeah, be very careful. yes, it's kind of like I said, it's quite attractive here, maybe to go lower, but still, I would say let's keep an eye on this one. Let's see how this is going to play out today and tomorrow. Then we will probably decide because, again, I don't want to rush into anything, and in case this just continues to rally higher, so yeah, let's keep an eye on this one just. But maybe something is kind of building up here already. GBP NZDs. So also a quick update here. We continue to struggle with this hurdle, with this area, this area right here. Yeah, until I see a clear break above it, and until I see a clear, move higher, then yeah, I mean, then it's a little bit difficult here. Like I said, it's a little bit problematic. We need that confirmation push, confirmation break above that area. So that's why, yeah, I mean, at the moment we're waiting. This could be maybe forming a possible bullish flag of some sort. Not an ideal one, to be honest, but hey, nevertheless, if we do pop above this area, then yeah, we'll go for some higher levels. So now then, GBP USD coil, also quick update. Again, this 130 territory is just continuing to provide strong support, and we keep getting these drops below it, but yeah, as you can see here, we kind of continue to climb back above it as well. So in other words, if you're looking for some downside, well, I mean, yeah, it is building up this nice kind of area here. This 130 zone is something to watch. We need a clear another strong push below it in order to go for lower levels. For the upside, we would like to see a push above this downside line here, and if we climb above this, then yeah, we'll go. I'll consider maybe a bit of a move to the upside. EURUSD, very quickly, similar story. Also strong support around here, around this whole actually zone between the. Let me just have a look at this one, the 1.3555 and the 1.3589 levels. So again, I'm still keeping an eye on it, and if we do drop below it, then yes, we will go lower. And yeah, at the moment it's just, like I said, it's a bit of a waiting game here. Again, with the upside, straightforward here. I mean, we need to see a break of this tentative downside resistance line taken from the high to 23rd of February, and a push above that 21-day EMA. So, in other words, if we make a move such a move, then yeah, I will consider a move higher. But at the moment, well, it's a bit of a difficult one here for the upside. So that's why I'm keeping an eye on this highlighted territory right here. And a quick update on EURUSD. This one drifted lower, and to be honest, I said before that I will become a little bit more bearish if we drop below this 1.0806 territory. But as you can see, yesterday it drifted again lower. But what's interesting here is that it failed to move below this the low of last week, near the 1.0757 level. So that's becoming quite interesting here, because again, it moved lower. Yes, it violated this area, drifted nicely to the downside, but failed to move below the low of last week. So not saying that this is a reversal signal here, but if it somehow again now climbs and stays above this 1.0806 territory, maybe we could be looking at for a bit of a retracement here to the upside towards that 21-day EMA. But again, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're also keeping an eye, like I said, now I'm keeping an eye on this this low of last week, because it somehow provided good support, and if that gets cleared, then yes, lower levels could be met. So for now, it's like I said, it's also quite an interesting place here. Of course, it is looking a bit attractive maybe to go higher here, but also keep your eyes on DXY. If that one starts drifting heavily to the downside, then well, maybe EURUSD actually will pick up the pace here and move towards that 21-day EMA. So keep an eye on that one. Okay, guys, I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, guys. Just to let you know that tomorrow will be my last video for this week. There won't be any Traders Espresso on Friday. So yeah, join me tomorrow morning, as always, at my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe. Have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. So thank you very much, and bye-bye.